every year in December, we need to bring in about 25% of our budget, and some of that's because some people make end-of-the-year gifts. But for us this year, that means we need to bring in close to $1 million this month. And that means if you haven't completed paying your pledge for 2016, please make plans to do that. If your circumstances have changed since you made that pledge and you need to have a conversation, we know life happens. And so please come have a conversation with Jim LaDuha, with me, with a member of the clergy staff, and we'll pray through it and we'll talk through it and we'll work with it together. And so please get that 2016 pledge paid, but then also please consider making a generous gift on top of that in this Christmas season. And in addition to getting your pledge in for 2017. We need to end 2016 strong so we can have a strong foundation for 2017, because it is so clear that God is gathering and equipping us for deep work in here and deep work out there. And I want us all to know that we've got a stake in it, and I want us to have the best resources we can to do this work incredibly powerfully. So please, finish your pledge for 2016, make your pledge for 2017, and prayerfully consider whether God is putting on your heart an additional gift for Christmas. And that transitions to Jim.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, All Saints.
Morning.
So Mike jumped in as our new rector right in the middle of our campaign for 2017, and I asked Mike if he would share with us some of what motivates him to give. And I'm going to start the way I've started some of these others. Mike, can you share with us how you came to find All Saints?
I wasn't looking. No, I was, and some of you have heard me tell this story before, and I'll be brief, which is unusual. And no, I can't even tell you how happy I was being in St. Louis at Christ Church Cathedral, which is such a wonderful place. And I got this letter from these two people, Bob Long and Gloria Pitzer, and asking me if I would consider being considered for the rector's job of All Saints. And this is not, I kid you not, I was looking at it and I was about to sort of put it on the pile to sort of say no to, and I got this feeling, it's like, no, you need to look at this. And talked about it with Robin and talked about it with some trusted colleagues, and they said, well, you should at least make a phone call. And I did, and kind of the rest is history. And this is not where I expected to be. If you'd asked me a year and a half ago, I never would have expected to be here. And I've landed in this job that is just my absolute dream, and I cannot believe the blessing in my life to be here. So yeah.
Thank you, Mike. I know that I join many here who are grateful that you said yes to that call. Why did you? What excites you about All Saints Church?
As I've said before, I've heard about kind of what Kelly was saying. I've heard about All Saints for such a long time. Dear friends of mine, Heidi and Mike Clark, were here in the 80s, and I first met them in Columbia, Missouri, and all they would do was talk about All Saints, and to the annoyance of the current rector at the church we were at. And just the reputation this community has had, and I have just, actually what I've found that is just been incredibly undersold, is that this is a community. Our faith matters to us. This is not a place where you just sort of come for an hour on Sunday morning and then want to go back to your life lived as usual. I love about us as a community is we come here wanting to be challenged and wanting to be changed and wanting something to happen here that really affects life out there, and wanting to dig deep in here and wanting to dig deep out there. And we want to learn more about God, and we want to learn more about Jesus, and we don't want to just stay the same. We don't want anyone sitting in where our pew is, but we don't want to stay the same. I mean, we're and so this matters to us. And that's what I want. If I'm going to do this with my life, I want to do this in the context of a community that this matters to. And it just shows in everything. It shows in the attention to detail of the liturgy and the music and the children's ministry and the alternative Christmas market. It just, in everything that we do here, it shows a care and it shows that our faith matters. And it's an honor. Yeah.
Now, no pressure.
Okay.
There are a lot of eyes on you and on All Saints Church right
Yes.
now. What are you looking forward to this coming year?
That's actually super easy. I am loving this year because you all get to teach me about you. I get to, the first year you get to kind of go through everything once. And some of you, maybe you're in your first year here and you're kind of going through everything once and you're learning about it. What I get to learn is not just about how you do church, but what you do and what you don't do and why you do something and why don't you do this. And I'm learning that there's lots of different answers that sometimes contradict each other for these things. And that's natural and that's fun. And so I'm getting to just dive in and discover and fall in love with this community in really profound ways. And then also, together, we're able to spend this year getting out even further into our community and listening and finding Jesus out in the community. And we use that word for the stewardship campaign of imagine. And together, we're starting to imagine, where is the Holy Spirit moving? Where is Jesus calling us, both in here and out there? And we're starting to dream together. And that's what I'm looking forward to this week, or this year, this week and this year. And it's already, we're doing all this week. And it's already happening. And I get up in the morning and I can't believe that this is how I get to spend my day, and then I end the day so grateful.
You and I have talked a little bit about how important it is for us as individuals and as a community to give and to be generous. Why are you supporting All Saints with a pledge?
It is, I learned a long time ago that how I give is who I am. It is about, because that's what we say, that's how we value worth in our society by a lot of things, but really in our society we value worth by money. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a great thing, but it's true. And so I have tithed for quite a while, and that is a hugely important piece of who I am. And first of all, it makes the math easy, which is great. It just take your income and give 10%. And the interesting thing about that 10% is when you compare 10% to 90, 10 doesn't seem that much. But we all know that it is. When we talk about 10% of our income, and for me that's not after taxes, it's before, we only have 10 of those. And it's a big chunk. And so what it's saying is, I've talked about before, about having skin in the game. And what it says to me is, as the Holy Spirit moves in this place, that I know that I'm a part of it, and I know my family's a part of this. And we've got skin in the game. And that we're taking this portion of what God has privileged us to have, and to say, we're pushing it towards this. And we're all in. And the other thing that happens is, when I give an amount like that, there's always kind of this voice in my head that's sort of the scarcity thinking that tries to seep in, that says, well, you could be doing this, and you could be doing this, and you could be doing this. And it is a way of just saying, no, I am not going to be about that scarcity feeling, that God is about abundance, and that I am going to trust God deeply. And that kind of trusting God financially has absolutely led into me trusting God deeply in other parts of my life. And it has made me not fearless, but made me able to wrestle with fear in community better. And then the other thing is that I have found that my giving is so deeply tied to my liberation, is that as I give, I am free from the hold, freer and freer from the hold that money has on me. And you might think that the more I give, like I give 10% to All Saints, and which, okay, by the way, there's my pledge. 10% to All Saints is that, well, I would have less to give other places, but the truth is it doesn't work that way. Since I started tithing, I've actually started giving more because it has become this act of joyful liberation, and I love it. And I wish that joy for all of you. And I mean, I really encourage you to try tithing. It is incredible. Try it for 1 month. Try it for 1 month. Try it for 2 months. See how it feels. See what it does for you. Because it has changed my life to do it.
Mike, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Please take one of these pledge cards with you. Consider your pledge. Give me a call. I am so happy to talk with anybody about your pledge for 2017. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.